To all my co-presenters, the panel of evaluators, especially to the POTE admin, a pleasant morning. I am Dr. Martina de los Reyes Peñalber from the College of Education, Isabela State University, Echagüe Campus. I am pleased to present to you my research, teachers' perception, beliefs, and practices regarding multiple intelligences theory and student motivation among senior high schools in Isabela. Educators play a vital role in the life of each student in the classroom. They serve many responsibilities, such as setting the tone, building a warm environment, mentoring, becoming role models, nurturing, listening, and looking for signs of troubles. They also use multiple intelligences theory as widely adopted in all areas of education and allows educators to create educational programs that will help students use their innate potentials to grow academically. Teaching methodology also varies among educators. It is pointless to believe that a one-size-fits-all approaches in teaching will be suitable for all students. Hence, in designing an effective instruction methodology, educators must first identify student diversity in the classroom as they face with limited time and resources and thus need to make decisions on how to use those resources in a realistic manner. In addition, teachers have their own perception, beliefs, and practices regarding multiple intelligences theory and student motivation. The researcher therefore deemed it necessary to have an enhanced understanding of what teachers know regarding multiple intelligences theory and student motivation. Their perception influenced the implementation of strategies to create a positive learning environment in the classroom, where students are given the opportunity to become responsible for their own learning. Students will be more likely to benefit from the lesson and thus more likely to be self-motivated. The descriptive correlational method of research was used. Data collected was tallied, categorized, and tabulated to provide information needed, and inferential statistics was employed to test the hypothesis posed in this study. There were two groups of respondents of this study, the teachers and the student in the different secondary schools in Isabela. The data collected were computerized processed using a statistical package of social sciences. Frequency, percentage, and means were used to describe the data gathered. To compare the perception of the two groups of respondents, Mann-Whitney-U test was utilized. The Kendall-Stauby was also used to determine the significance of the relationship between the variables considered in this study. For the discussion of results, the profile of the senior high school teacher respondents in terms of their age, 20 is the youngest and 54 years old is the oldest. It ranges for 40%, 40.31% ranges age 20 to 26, 29.46% range 27 to 33 years old, 17.05% range 34 to 40 years old, and 6.98 range 41 to 47 years old, and 48 to 54 years old, 6.20%. In terms of their gender, 3.88 belongs to LGBTQ, and the highest, 62.02% were female, and 33.33% were male. For the civil status, 48.84 were married, and 48.06 of the total population of respondents were single, and 3.10 are widower. For their highest educational attainment, the highest is 46.51% who finished their bachelor's degree with master's unit, followed by 35.66% were bachelor's degree holder, and 11.63 finished their master's degree, and 6.20 master's degree with doctorate unit. For their specialization, 24.81% is the highest under language education specialized. Then 14.73 were specialized in social and behavioral sciences, 17.05 specialized in natural sciences, 13.95 were mathematical and applied sciences, along with vocational technology and livelihood education, and 6.2 specialized in music, arts, and physical education. Then the least 2.33 were specialized in information communication technology related. For the level of awareness of Gardner's multiple intelligences theory of senior high school teachers, the highest is 37.21 were adequately familiar with the GMI, followed by 28.68 were very familiar, 16.28 familiar, 11.63% somewhat familiar, and 6.2% were not familiar. So for the extent of senior high school teachers' practice of multiple intelligences theory in the classroom as perceived by the students and teachers. With this table, under linguistic, using a zero scores test or Z scores, 2.78 and 4.37 under linguistic intelligence had significance levels less than 0.05, which implied that students and teachers give significantly different perception about the practice of the linguistic intelligences in the classroom. Under intrapersonal intelligence, using Z scores from 3.93 to 6.10 with significance level less than 0.05, revealed that the teachers rated themselves significantly higher as compared to their students as far as their practice of giving students opportunity to introspection or deep thinking, making decisions about their learning experiences. For the interpersonal intelligence, excuse me, D scores 5.34 to 6.40 with significance levels less than 0.05 level. The teacher group rated themselves significantly higher as compared to their students. Under mathematical intelligence, Z scores from 2.32 to 5.04 with significance level less than 0.05 further revealed that the students and the teachers gave significantly different perception about the practice of mathematical intelligence theory in the classroom. For the spatial intelligence, these scores 5.23, to 6.36 with significant levels less than 0.05 reveal that the teacher gave significantly higher rating as compared to their students in frequency of practicing spatial intelligence theory in the classroom. For the musical intelligence, 2.45 and 2.51 with 0.01 levels of significance further imply that there is a significant difference between the perception of the students and the teacher in two practices pertaining to musical intelligences theory. The teacher gave themselves a higher rating as compared to their students about their practice of playing recorded music to the students and using rhythm, chants, rap, or song in the classroom. For the bodily intelligence, Z scores 0.61 to 1.87 have significant levels greater than 0.05, which shows that the observation of the two groups of respondents regarding the practice of bodily intelligence theory in the classroom are incomparable. And for the last, naturalistic intelligence. Using Z-score of 2.27 with 0.02 level of significance implies that teachers give a significantly higher rating to themselves as far as their frequency of incorporating nature into curriculum themselves is concerned. It can be noted that many educators have had experience of not being able to reach some students that is until they present the information in a completely different way of providing new options for student expression. For the conclusion of this study, the final analysis reflected that the senior high school teachers were adequately aware of the Gardner's multiple intelligences theory. The result generally showed that it is unrelated to their extent of practice of multiple intelligences theory in the classroom, the level of perception about student motivation and extent of self-efficacy of motivating students, and the strategies they use in the classroom. The study revealed significant associations of the teacher's age, gender, specialization, and highest educational attainment with their extent of practice of the multiple intelligences theory in the classroom, the level of perception about student motivation, and the extent of self-efficacy for motivating students and strategies they use in the classroom. However, it was noted that there were only on a very few aspects within the variables of the study. As far as the perception about student motivation in the classroom and the senior high school teacher's profile is concerned, only significant relationship was seen between gender and the teacher's belief that students in their class who are not interested in learning are that way because of the peer pressure to devalue school. For the recommendation, senior high school classroom teachers are enjoined to continuously apply multiple intelligences theories in their teaching practices. This means self-development through reading, studying, and learning more about not only Gardner's theory, but other theory-based practices. Teachers at the high school level need to have more resources in their practice of multiple intelligences theories. put in place in order to support their ability to properly educate and motivate students to sustain their education. A study to closely link student achievement with the extent of practice of the multiple intelligences theory in the classroom, level of perceptions about student motivation, and extent of self-efficacy for motivating students and strategies they use in the classroom should be conducted to assist in identifying teachers who need additional assistance in the classroom, motivating and increasing student achievements. Future research may look at a sample of teachers in different educational levels as well as geographical areas of the country to explore if the results are similar to the present study. The next slides are the references used in this study. Thank you and God bless.